Welcome to this gentle adult yoga class. Please find a comfortable seat on your mat. You can sit in easy pose, half lotus, lotus. You can sit on a blanket or a block, whatever feels good for you. Let's sit up nice and tall. Roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Relax the shoulders and sink your sitting bones into the earth. Inhale, lengthen the crown of your head to the ceiling. And let's just do an easy circling with a nice straight spine. Back to stillness. If you want to switch legs, you can. And we'll circle the other way. And come to stillness. Growing roots through your sitting bones and stretching up through the crown of your head. Take a nice deep breath. Inhale the arms up overhead. Turn the palms up. Big stretch. Shoulders relax. Feel the side body lengthen. Inhale. Tip to one side. If you like, you can rotate your head and look up. Inhale to center. Tip the other way. Turn the head towards the ceiling if that works for your neck. And come back to center. One more time. Let's reach over, rotate. And other side. Come back to center. Bring your hands behind your head. Let's press the elbows back and broaden the chest. And then bring the elbows in and around the upper back. Inhaling, open. And take an exhale. We'll do a full breath in between each movement. On the next inhale, we open. Take a full breath in again. And exhale, close. One more time. And back to neutral. Bring your hands to your shoulders. Take some shoulder circles. And we'll circle the other way. Let's take that into a alternate motion, bringing a little movement into the upper body. A little bit of a spinal twist happening here. And take a moment to feel the energy and the effect of that. Let's bring the arms out. Give yourself not yet, reach out. Squeeze the shoulder blades, open the heart, and then give yourself a hug. And tuck the chin, take a full deep breath in and out. Notice which elbows on top, big stretch out. And give yourself a hug. And open. And gather that energy in, love yourself. And overflow that love out into the world. And hug yourself. Let's inhale the arms up overhead and give yourself a pat on the back. You can either press back, pull back, or swing around and reach your fingertips towards each other. You want to make sure you're not poking your rib cage out, so girdle your core, tuck your tailbone, your rib cage, and draw your belly up. And release, inhale up. Give yourself a pat on the back, push back, pull back, or swing back. Draw your belly in and tuck your lower ribs. Don't poke them out. Inhale up one more time. Bring your arms down. Either give yourself a hug with hands on the shoulders, or back of the hands touch, or palms cross and touch, coming into eagle. And we're going to inhale and look up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, stretching up, looking up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, opening up. Exhale. Inhale, open. And exhale. And release. And bring the other arm in. But before you do that, maybe you want to switch legs. Okay, so bring the other arm in, either giving yourself a hug, or the back of the hands touch, or the palms cross and touch. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Last one. One more big reach out. And float down. All right, let's stop traffic. We'll draw the fingers back. When you point the hand down, you're holding the back of your palm rather than your fingers. And then pulling the fingers back. And pressing the back of your hand. And pulling the fingers back. And pressing the back of your hand as you reach out through the heel of your hand. And we'll circle that wrist. And circle back the other way. And we'll throw a frisbee. Breath, notice the difference in the two arms and hands. Stretching up tall, growing roots. Let's stop traffic and pull those fingers back. And press the back of your hand. And pull the fingers back. Reach out through the heel of your hand, pressing the back of your hand towards you. One more time, let's pull the fingers back, feel a stretch in the underarm. And press out through the wrist, feeling a stretch in both the upper and underarm here. And then we'll draw some circles with the hand, opening up the wrist. And circle the other way. And we'll throw a frisbee. And bring the hands around and back. Let's widen the legs. And we'll windshield wiper the legs. Point the knees to the right. Let's bring the other arm out. Right hand is on the floor by your side. We'll inhale and sweep up. And exhale and come on down. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale down. Last one, and we'll hold. Spin your rib cage towards the sky. Look up if that works for your neck. And come on back down and walk yourself around. Look over your shoulder. Come back to center. Flip the knees. So your left hand is on the floor, right arm is out. We'll inhale, lift the hips, sweep up. Exhale, come on back down. This one will hold. Spin your rib cage and your head to the sky if that works for you. Now back down and walk yourself around, look over your shoulder, try to find your foot. Inhale back up and we'll stretch out our legs and just bump on your butt, coming off one butt and coming off the other. lifting one hip and rolling off the hip. And then rolling off the other one. Come to stillness, sitting up nice and tall in Dandasana, we'll squeeze and spread the toes. Point and flex toes and the ankles. And we'll circle the ankles. Let's circle in the other direction. And one more windshield wiper. And let's bring the right heel in, left toes are pointed up. Inhale tall and exhale, reach over the left. Inhale up. Bring that knee up, stretch it out, bring the other leg in, open the knee out to the side. Right toes are pointed up, inhale tall and exhale, lengthen over your leg. Draw your belly in, giving you more room to release over. Inhale back up. Stretch those legs out. Bring the hands to the floor behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades, lift the heart. Inhale tall and exhale, release over. Inhale up and swing your legs around behind you. Press back into child. And you can stay in child, Balasana, or come into garland pose, Malasana, whichever you prefer. Taking a few breaths here. Letting the awareness come to stillness. As your tailbone reaches to the floor and your back spine lengthens. And let's meet in Uttanasana, forward fold. And walk your hands around to one side, bringing your head towards your knees. And come back to center, walk around the other way. And back to center. And bring your hands to your thighs and round up. Coming into Tadasana. Eyes open or closed, take a moment here to feel your feet reaching down into the earth. Your spine stretching up to the sky. Let's inhale, reaching up. Exhale, drawing the hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw the hands to the heart. One more time, inhale. And draw the hands down to the heart. This time we'll inhale, bringing the arms either parallel or steeple with the 3 fingers interlaced and the pointers up. Take a deep breath and stretch over to one side. Feel your weight even on the 4 corners of your feet. If it works for you, spin your rib cage and your head towards the ceiling. Inhale, tall. And reach over the other way, keeping the weight even on the inner and outer corners of both feet. And spin towards the sky. Inhale up, float the arms down halfway. If you like, crossing your left foot over your right and squeezing the legs together. Your balance is good enough for that. Turning towards your front leg. Inhale back to center. Stay in Tadasana or change sides with the other foot in front, legs squeeze together. And twist the other way. And back to center. And down back into Tadasana. Let's take a half salute into a downward facing dog. Starting here, finding your center. Feeling your feet flat on the floor and the head reaching up. Inhale and stretch up. Exhale, swan dive over. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Walk yourself back to a downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here, pressing one heel down and one heel up. Other heel down and other heel up. Both heels up, both heels down. Deep breath, pressing into the base of the index finger. Reaching the hip creases back away from the hands. And we'll slowly walk forward to the front of our mat, surrender over. Inhale up. And Anjali Mudra. We're going to take that into a down dog and plank. Remember, you can always come onto your hands and knees instead and do puppy dog or child if this is too much. Inhale. Reach up. Fold over. Half lift, round through the hands, walk yourself back to a downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Playing with the pose, feeling your shoulder blades flatten on your back, your belly drawing in, your tailbone lifting. Coming forward into a plank. Again, if the high plank doesn't work for you, put your knees on the floor. If that's even too much, go into table or child. And back to a downward facing dog. And walk yourself forward, Uttanasana. Inhale up. And onto the Mudra. We'll do one more. We'll take it into an up dog or a cobra. Inhaling. Swan dive over. Halfway up. Walk back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Check that your feet are parallel, the toes are wide. Draw the thighs back. Inhale forward into plank. And you can put your knees on the floor if you want to. If you want to go back into child from that, you can. Or come down, chaturanga. Or knees, chest, and chin. If you're in child, slide forward onto your belly, please. We'll come up into a baby cobra and hold for 3 breaths. And down. And press back into downward facing dog or table if you're getting tired. And walk yourself forward. Inhale up. Anjali Mudra. Let's step out to a 5-pointed star. Take a few breaths here, feeling yourself expanding in all directions. And let's rotate the toes to the right, the heel to the left. Take a deep breath in and come over into Virabhadrasana 2, looking over your middle finger. Let's drop the back hand and come into reverse warrior. Inhale back into Virabhadrasana 2. Feel the shoulder blades sliding down the back. Shoulders should not be up by your ears. Let's reach forward over the leg and come into side angle pose. You can have your hand resting on your thigh, or you could be tickling your ankle bone. But you don't want to be coming forward. You want the body right over the leg, spinning the rib cage towards the ceiling. Hand can be on your hip if it doesn't work to have it lifted towards the sky. Press into the outside of the back foot, keep that arch lifted. Reach from fingertip to fingertip. And let's swing that arm around to help you come on back up. Turn the toes in. Let's toe heel back to Tadasana before we do the other side. So we're training our body to respond to challenge and then come back to homeostasis as quickly and as efficiently as possible. Step back out, 5-pointed star. Rotate the other way, but hips and shoulders are facing me. Inhale tall, exhale, float the knee forward and look over your middle finger. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed. They're not up here, they're down. Let's float the back arm down and reach over. You can look at your foot, that helps you go a little further, and then look up if that works for your neck. Inhale back into Virabhadrasana 2. Feel those shoulder blades coming towards each other and your chest broadening. And reach over the leg. You can rest your arm on your thigh or slide your hand down to press the knee back. The other arm can come up over to the sky, or it can rest on your hip if that doesn't work for your shoulder. Inhale, pressing against the bottom leg, spin your upper body towards the sky and look up if that works for your neck. Keep the back arch lifted, front arch too, of course. And swing that arm around to help you come on back up. Turn the toes in, toe heel, or jump back to Tadasana. We'll end our standing series with eagle pose. So we're going to start in a little chair pose. So you're slightly bent with the knees. Inhale the arms out, shift your weight to the right, pick up your left heel. You can stay here or cross the knees and squeeze the legs together. Bringing the knee that's in front, that elbow comes in, other elbow comes inside, holding your shoulders or the back of the hands or your palms. Sink back into your hips. Squeeze your arms and legs together. If you feel super confident, you can pick your right toes up off the floor. I don't feel like it today. Instead, I'm going to just close my eyes and feel the asana. Many ways to practice the same postures. And inhale, open and fly. Back to Tadasana. Let the heartbeat settle. And let's take a little chair pose. Inhale the arms out. Right heel comes up. Stay here or cross over, squeezing your legs together. Bring in the knee that's on top. That arm comes in, other arm comes inside. Hug shoulders, back of hands or palms touch. Lift those elbows slightly and sink back into your hips. Again, if you feel like you can pick your toes up off the floor, or again, my choice today, I'm just going to close my eyes and really feel into it. And inhale and fly. And come back to Tadasana. And melt down onto your mat into crocodile pose. Heels as wide as your mat, toes turned inward. Cheek or forehead on your hands. And if your cheek is on your hands, turn your head the other way. And let's bring the head in line with the spine, bring the feet to parallel, bring the hands by your sides, inhale up, walking those hands forward for Sphinx pose. Pull the floor towards you, look up past your eyebrows. Make sure that you're not crunching your neck. Take a deep breath, and if it feels good to you, you can pick your elbows up off the floor, but only if that's deepening the curve in your back, not raising your shoulders at all. And come back down. And come back into your relaxed crocodile pose. And turn your head the other way. And let's roll over onto our backs. And bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a hug. If you like a little rock or a little circling of the knees. And bring those knees in, give yourself a hug. Place your feet flat on the floor, the hands by your sides for Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Take a nice deep breath and begin to peel your tailbone up off the floor. And slowly roll down. Bring your knees in once again, give yourself a hug. And stretch your left leg out, keeping your right leg in. Place that foot on top of the knee or hook it behind the knee. Take your opposite hand to the outside of your leg, coming into a knee down twist. And turn your head away from your knees. Reach out through your bottom leg. Hands can be in goddess, or you can stay on your leg, whatever works for you. Inhale back to center. Give that leg a squeeze. Bring the other leg in to meet it. Give both legs a hug. Stretch your right leg out. Place your left foot on top of the knee or hook the toes behind the knee. Take your opposite hand across. Draw the knee over, twisting your body. And then turn your head away from your bent knees. And arms can be in goddess, or you can keep your hand on the knee. Or you can even have your hand on your rib cage or shoulder, whatever works for your body. Or you can prop it. Inhale back to center, bring that leg in, give it a hug. Bring the other leg in, give that one a hug. And come into Shavasana. So for those who want to stay in Shavasana, that's fine, but those who'd like to meditate, we're going to roll over. And slowly come to a seated position. So I'm going to teach you a very simple meditation technique. It comes out of the Buddhist Vipassana tradition, and I've taught it to many people, and it's really, the famous simple but not easy. So it involves having a focal point, and the focal point is the breath right below the nose. So just take a few breaths and notice if you can feel the breath tickling your upper lip. If you can't feel that, then maybe you can feel the breath in your nostrils, but basically it's pretty easy to feel that breath tickling your upper lip. So the whole practice is simply to close your eyes or look downcast. Notice the breath tickling your upper lip, or feel it moving in and out of your nostrils. And if your mind wanders, at some point it may, and at some point you may notice that your mind has wandered. Simply, gently, lovingly bring your attention back to your breath, to the feeling of the breath on your upper lip. We'll go for about 2 minutes. And let that practice go. And when you're ready, come back into the room.